What you're about to see is the happiest day in Cristiano Ronaldo's life, and the day Messi conquered the world. See, football is full of beautiful moments that make even the strongest dudes want to shed tears a bit. So I decided to make a list of the most emotional and beautiful moments in the game. And first up, CR7's defining moment. That put a nation on the international stage. Coming into the 2016 Euros, Cristiano Ronaldo had a lot going on. See, he was part of a Portugal team that was full of promise, but had never managed to win anything on the international stage and fresh off scoring the winning penalty for Real Madrid in the Champions League final that year. Ronaldo was determined to put an end to that. So in the first 3 group stage games,
he brought his aim and carried his team in a nervy shootout win against Poland, as well as helping them beat Croatia and Wales to reach the finals. But there was just one problem, because in that final, they were up against France,
the host, and the first time in a long while. Ronaldo was suddenly the bad guy, but you see, Ronaldo was built different, and he was determined not to let the pressure get to him on the big stage. And as the game went on, Ronaldo was just starting to feel the rhythm, when snap, his dreams got broken in an instant. A hard tackle from Pet, and Ronaldo was struggling to keep up. It was clear that he was injured, and no matter how hard he tried, twice even, his legs just couldn't take it. And as Ronaldo sat down on the turf, he had tears in his eyes because he thought his dream was over. And he had to be subbed off, but in the second half, much to the cheers of the Portuguese fizz, Ronaldo returned to the stands to help his Portuguese teammates. The match ended 0-0 and went into extra time. The Portuguese coach had to make a sub, and as they were preparing to go on, Ronaldo had special words for one of his teammates. Edgar, go on, no fear, you will score. Kind of seems like this was the magic trick, because with 7 minutes to go and a penalty shootout, Eder set a missile driver past the French keeper and into the back of the net. Portugal managed to hold on, and Ronaldo was going through all the emotions on the sidelines and together with his teammates. As soon as the ref hit the final whistle, he let it all out, because he knew for the first time he'd become an international champion. Damn. What a feeling. It meant the world to Ronaldo, man. He even described it as the happiest moment in his life in the locker room. Pure joy. That's the tale of one number 7 and how he was loved by his country. This next number 7 had to fight hard to get his nation's love back after losing it in dramatic circumstances. Now for this one, I got to go back to 1998. Beckham was one of the stars of the English national team, and the hype around him was unreal. After helping the 3 Lions make it past the group stage, Beckham and his English team were up against Argentina in the round of 16, and the match was tense. It looked like England was going to dominate, until the ref caught Beckham reacting to a foul from Diego Simone by kicking out. And before Beckham could even figure out what was going on, the ref sent him off. Just like that, Beckham became public enemy number 1. And everywhere he went, especially with the national team, the fans kept reminding him that he cost them a shot at the World Cup quarterfinals. This reality was eating at Beckham, and over the next 3 years, he was determined to make it up to the fans. All he needed was the right opportunity, and he got it at the perfect timing. The final qualifying match for the 2002 World Cup, and England needed only a draw to make it through. But in the 90th minute, with seconds left to play, England was losing 1-0 at home, and they just couldn't believe it, just when it seemed like all hope was lost. Beckham got a free kick at the edge of the area, and as he placed the ball down, he remembered all the hurt and disappointment from 1998, and with that in mind, he knew he had to make this kick, or it had let his nation down. And in one of the most beautiful moments of all time in the game, Beckham did this. Even the commentator couldn't believe it. Beckham had saved an entire nation from crashing out of the World Cup qualification and made himself a hero. All within seconds. Man, stuff like this is beautiful. There's just something about last-minute goals. They're amazing. I haven't seen a crowd react this crazy since one man ended a trophy drought that lasted for almost 44 years. On the final day of the 2011-2012 season, the Premier League was intense. See, guys, for the first time since 1968, Manchester City were on the brink of winning the Premier League title. All they had to do was beat QPR on their own turf. and they'd be champions. But with a few minutes till the end, it was going horribly wrong. QPR had a 2-1 lead. And to make it worse, their city rivals, Manchester United, had just beaten Sunderland 1-0, meaning if City didn't win, they'd lose out on the league. They managed to get a goal through Edin Zico in the 90th minute, but they still needed one more. And with the whole stadium in a frenzy, one man was calm enough to take the shot. That sent the whole city into jubilation. Agüero. Man, I still get goosebumps just rethinking the whole moment. It was crazy. Ago's goal was enough to secure the title for City and end the drone. The fans poured onto the pitch at the final whistle, and I haven't seen so many people showing that much support for one person. Since, as Roma said farewell to their club legend, Francesco Totti is the ultimate one-club player. The dude spent his entire career playing for AS Roma, and even said he loves the club more than he loves his wife. Yikes, but at the end of the 2015-16 season, Totti decided it was finally time to call it quits on his career, and the entire city of Rome was prepared to give him a send-off fit for a king. Now, that's how you bow out. Amazing. Legends saying goodbyes are hard to take in, but the scenes are amazing. I mean, there's Totti and Roma, and JT and Chelsea. In his playing career, everyone knew Chelsea. As the John Terry Club, the dude was that important. Terry became a leader at the club in the 2004-05 season, and he never looked back, gave everything on the pitch, won almost every trophy possible. In 2016-17, at the end of an amazing career, and with his playing time getting reduced, Terry decided it was time to say goodbye, and Stamford Bridge had one last chant for their legend. Terry, man, you crying makes me want to cry. Just like Firmino made me want to cry last season. The Liverpool fans loved Roberto Firmino, so much they gave him his cool nickname, and even had a special chant for him on match days. Firmino was one of the OGs of the club era, and he won every trophy possible at the club too. But last season with him wanting to give the new and younger players a chance, Firmino announced that he wasn't going to be renewing his contract, and that it was going to be his final chapter as a Liverpool player. Now, this one had all kinds of special written all over it because in Mohamed Salah's first game for the club, it was Firmino who assisted his first goal. And if you're guessing what I'm guessing, Firmino's last goal go at Enfield, assisted by Salah. Beautiful stuff. And look at that reception after the game for Firmino. They loved him. Kind of mirrors the support the Real Madrid faithful decided to show support for their South American sensation. Last season, Real Madrid was away in the league against Valencia.
When things got ugly, Vinicius Jr. was a target of racist abuse throughout the game, and towards the end he just couldn't take it anymore, and decided to report the incident to the referee. But instead of the ref decide with Vinny, and demanded that those shameful Valencian fans to be taken out, he decided to send Vinicius off for dissent. Vinny couldn't believe it, and he left the pitch in tears.
But the entire world was showing support for Vinny after the game, including his own club too, and in their next home game, with Vinny sitting next to President Florentino Perez in the VIP section, the Real Madrid fans had something special for Vinny. Look at that, showing support for him at the 20th minute. His jersey number 2, beautiful stuff. Vinny says they're the reason he always kissed the Madrid badge
when he scores. See guys, there's something special about getting support from the ones who stick with you during the dark times, and don't take it from me. Just ask Ronaldo himself. April 2022 was a rough period for Ronaldo.
The hardest in his career. See, he was trying to help his United team qualify for the Champions League. But with his partner Georgina Rodriguez expecting a child, Ronaldo had to hop between training schedules, just so he could be there for her, and see his kids live. And on the delivery day, Ronaldo went in with her, but when he came out he had tragic news. One of the twins he was expecting didn't make it, and it broke him. Ronaldo needed some time to be alone with his wife and family, and once the news was out to the entire world that Ronaldo had lost his son, the support started pouring in.
But it was at Anfield. That was truly special, because, despite Liverpool being one of Manchester United and Ronaldo's biggest rivals, they set aside everything to give his son a special tribute. Now that's incredible. Kind of remind me of Pep and ADB's special moment. After finally defeating the hardest challenge in their career, when Pep Guardiola got appointed as Man City manager in 2016. His primary task was to help City win the Champions League for the first time in their history. And in his first transfer window he bought Kevin De Bruyne to help him achieve his goal. They knew it wasn't going to be easy. But it was way tougher than they expected, countless knockout stage exits. And when they finally made it to the final in 2021, KDB picked up an injury in the opening minutes, and had to watch from the stands, as his City team lost 1-0 to Chelsea, 2 years later in 2023, and they were in the final again, this time against an Inter Milan team that looked pretty hard to beat, and barely 30 minutes into the match. It was déjà vu all over again. KDB got injured, and the Inter team began launching at the City defense, but Pep and City managed to hold on. And through Rod's brilliant strike, they won the Champions League for the first time ever. In the celebrations, the cameras managed to catch Pep exchanging some words with KDB, reminding De Bruyne about how hard they had suffered together. And it was beautiful. But you see guys, as special as this was, I don't think it comes as close to this next guy on the list. Because his defining moment was the crowning of the GOAT. Coming into the 2022 World Cup, all eyes were on Lionel Messi and his Argentine team, particularly after he announced that this edition was going to be his last. Messi had come close to winning the showpiece before, but he just fell short in 2014 finals, losing 1-0 in Germany. And at the start of this World Cup, it didn't really seem like Argentina and Messi would have any luck at this one, particularly after losing the opening game to Saudi Arabia. But they somehow managed to rally round and make it past the group stage. Beat Australia in the round of 16, a thrilling win over the Netherlands in the quarter-finals, before defeating Croatia in the semis to reach the final, after taking a 2-0 lead. With Messi scoring the opener, it looked like Argentina would be cruising to victory, until Kylian Mbappé struck twice in 3 minutes, to send the game into extra time. Mbappé and Messi scored again, and after a 3-3 draw the game went into penalties. Messi was holding his nerves with his teammates, you could see the nerves in his eyes. And lucky for Messi and Argentina, they had a cheat code, and Emiliano Martinez, who was an expert in catching pens, after saving 2 French spot kicks, Gonzalo Montiel had the chance to wrap it all up for Argentina. And with the final kick of the 2-0-1-2-2 World Cup, boom, Messi and Argentina made history. The crowning of the GOAT. Amazing. See guys, part of the reason Messi put on a show in the final was to humiliate an opponent who trash-talked both his country and his continent. Guess the dude didn't learn, because this ain't the first time Messi's ended careers on the biggest stages.